everyone, and welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we are out here in the far north field. It is getting cut. This is the oat hay that we planted very last. And I'll tell you, it didn't grow very well because of very little rainfall, but the oats were mature. The oat heads were opening up. They were starting to fall on the ground. So he sent me, like every good wife gets sent, to go get some parts. I picked up 40 hay rake teeth. This ground is such hard clay that he took all 40 hay rake teeth after raking all that oat hay and then going and working on and raking all of the wheat straw. So he came out here yesterday. He got this all raked up. It's been sitting here drying for a couple of days. Originally they had forecasted a rain for today. Now it's not coming until tomorrow afternoon. So he's on the very last couple of rows of baling, and just like clockwork, when he was working on the wheat straw, he messaged me that the baler broke. He did some welding on it, he got it all fixed up. He was able to finish the wheat straw. The storage trailer's done filling up with wheat straw. We did the last 100 bales this morning or yesterday, I forget. It's pretty dusty out here, and a lot of that dust is flying off of there are little thistle seeds. This area was so thick with thistles that had spread through, and you know, it's just the soil's way, the ground, self-healing method. All that compacted is being taken care of with planting this. So all this grass is going to put out a sod base for years and years, and all the weed problems. These other channels talk about weed pressure. There's no way they would be able to handle the organic farming and the weed pressure that we've had to deal with. It is something. And I'll tell you, the cows haven't been too fond of all of the oat straw with the thistles in it. The steers and the bull, they don't care. They eat it right up. Thistle's gone, no problem. So Miss Bethany's with me, and we are walking around the field. The stack wagon won't pick up a bale if it is strings up, so you have to make sure that they're on their end. So like this bale right here is laying down, and I will tell you, he said even before, the wheat straw, it bales up really weird. He had to fiddle with the tension quite a bit. Yeah. So this area is less straw. This is the area that we were working on early this year, cleaning up and cutting back all of the wood's edge. And it'll make it a lot easier come maple syrup season for getting in here because, oh boy, there are trees here I have never tapped before. And it is an access issue through the woods, which the chainsaw helps solve that problem. And then going across the field, we'll be extending the lane. Getting a filled maple syrup tote with a tractor is a lot of work going up these hills. We'll be able to go through the woods instead with the culvert project that we're working on. He took a really big old fuel tank the other day and he cut it open. See, this is what I was talking about with the tension. It's like a banana bale. It's smaller here and wider here. It's just real hard to play with and get the right tension set on that. But because there's less sand here, he said it has gone a lot better than it did over in the other sections. Any density issues with the crop, it was more steady through the whole field, not just like this hill would be bare and then thick. The whole thing was a lot more thin. It didn't put out a great crop because of that weed pressure. So, right here you see it gets a lot more green and lush. It's like a golf course fairway. It's just beautiful. That's the old waterway coming up into the new part of the field. And if you look through old videos, he contoured all of this right here so that all that water from all the way up to the road would just kind of naturally run and eventually run right into this waterway. It was just going everywhere and cutting in. It was a real mess. So everything we're doing is working on long-term goals in the farming. And, you know, really since January, he's been plugging away at repair jobs on machinery and the buildings, and we have so many things going on we can't even film it all. I've been over working on the rental house to get it ready for selling. We're happy to not be renting any houses right now. It's an unfortunate time for a lot of landlords because they're not getting paid, and the tax bills just went out a bit ago, and you know, that's hard on people. It's a hardship on everybody. Did you get all the way to the corner, or did you come across? Really? Big wide circle. That's great. How many do you think there are?
How many more?
How many bales do you think there are?
Oh. I
the way
already
to
know
the
how
road.
many there are. He told me that there's 200.
Oh, I think it's more than that. I think he said there's going to be about 300 bales. So.
I think there's gonna be 109.
Yeah. See all this beautiful white behind Bethany?
Yeah.
Thistle seeds. This is going to be a thistle patch next year. They're all sitting here. And it's going to rain, and they're going to sit down in the ground.
And they're gonna eventually grow.
Yep. But the grass will get thicker, and you keep clipping the tops off of the thistles, and eventually they can't feed the root systems, and they'll die. Right? It all works out. My neighbor taught me a long time ago. She's real good at her gardening. She's older. She's in her 70s. So I asked her, what do you do about the weeds? She uses the weed whacker. She makes sure that she plants her rows a bit farther apart so that she doesn't accidentally hit any of the plants, and then she uses straw in between the rows for weed suppression later on. So if it doesn't get sunlight, and then it can't get any new growth because she's clipping them down, then the straw just smothers it all out. It works really well. And with the local farms around here, we've all got straw as a byproduct from other farming. So in the end, it's a little bit of time. She shares her harvest with us a lot, and we share our harvest back with her. It's a good symbiotic relationship. Oh, what happened there? There's a lone leaf. Well, you want to carry it back and give it to the cows? Don't use your arms. It's full of thistles. Bethy came out here yesterday morning. We were watering like this tree here and the other ones right over there, and the thistles were getting through her socks because she had sandals on. I keep telling her, don't wear that stuff out in the field. Well, honey?
Can I sell them some weeds?
Huh?
Can I sell them some weeds?
We don't have any wheat, honey. This is
wheat right here.
no, that's oats.
And then, yeah, oats.
Yep. So, yeah, you see some of it, they just don't get picked up by that hay rake.
And if you want to make flour, you need rye and this. And you need like milk from a dairy or from your home. You can go to the what kind of rye, just not sour, because and your flour would be all gross.
Are you going to make oat flour?
Maybe someday.
Oh, okay. That'd be good. They make flour out of a lot of things.
Yeah.
They make flour that's gluten-free for people with allergies out of all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
So I think he's going to take a break to eat some lunch because it's well after 3 o'clock. It's been an odd day and a busy day around here because we've been managing the house, the groceries, the animals, the farm, and now we're having to manage a harvest. So we'll be back out here in a little bit with the stack wagon doing our first collection for this field. And I think I got a room for 100 bales here and 100 bales there and 100 bales someplace else without even moving the hay elevator. And I still have an untouched loft for third cutting. Doing some hay putting away, buddy?
Yep.
Good. Got started out for a method. So I think he said there were about 350 bales total. There's room for a little over 100.